Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your July 2026 Tarot and Astrology reading. We have a lot to talk about, so go ahead and get your tea, get all settled in. This is going to take a minute. We have a lot going on. Let's talk astrology really quick. There's a lot that's going to be happening in your 10th house, and your 4th house, and your 7th house. Mostly. And it's really about, and actually your 6th house too, now that I think about it. It's really about changing how you are doing things on a daily basis. There's a whole new era coming up. And I've been talking about this for a while, but July, the formations that the outer planets are making it's huge, and it's really setting all of us up for a big shift in humanity, a really big change and a really big shift, especially since the North Node is also going into Aquarius. So there's a lot of conscious collective changes that are happening in the physical and the spiritual. Religion's going to take on a whole new meaning. Everything is really going to take on a whole new meaning. And so really, if you haven't up until now learned how to ground yourself, learned how to pause before you react, if you haven't learned how to create that safe space inside of yourself, now is the time to do it. Working on your nervous system while Uranus is in Gemini, allowing yourself calmness, there's big life changes that a lot of people are going to find are necessary as we're moving forward. So starting off July on the 1st, we have a T-square with Jupiter, the Aquarius moon, and Chiron in Taurus. Jupiter and the Aquarius moon are opposite each other, and then the moon is square Chiron and Jupiter is square Chiron. And so just starting right off the bat, there are going to be big feelings, and people are going to take things the wrong way immediately. It's going to be really hard to detach from emotions, even though you really want to detach from emotions. On the 4th of July, there's going to be a big boom. I know that it's the 250th year of the United States. It's the birthday of the United States, 250 years. Mars conjunct Uranus in Gemini. And this is going to change some things. There might be a lot of unexpected things that happen with the fireworks, or in a small microcosmic way. You could find that there are interesting things happening in your town or on your street or with your neighbors. Just be very, very, very careful. It's happening in your 8th house. So unexpected change is going to happen, and it's going to happen in order to transform something. So big transformation happening on the 4th of July. And then on the 5th of July, we have Mars trine Pluto. And again, this is really like a change and transformation that's happening, but we're taking action in a way that works easier. Pluto is retrograde. So remember, those things that with retrogrades, it's about going inward. It's about really looking at the transformations that are happening inside of you. And this is where you're going to take action. That Mars trine Pluto is where we're going to take action on the things where we find that we're not being authentic, or we find that we're not being completely honest with ourselves, which means we're probably not really honest with other people too, if we're not being honest with ourselves and telling our own stories, to ourselves. We also have the Sun in Cancer square Saturn in Aries on the 6th. This is bringing up some identity and ego crises, and if especially like in your day-to-day activities, you may find that things are a little bit bumpy during this time, and everything isn't really flowing as smoothly as you would like it to. Neptune begins retrograde on July 7th, and Neptune will retrograde until December 12th. So again, with retrogrades, we go inward. When Neptune is direct, Neptune is like dissolving boundaries and dissolving lines, and there are no lines in the sand, and you can just do whatever you want and go. Neptune is in your 6th house. And so with Neptune direct, you're probably forgetting a lot about routine, physical routine, or you could be like piling too many things on top of yourself because it's Aries, Neptune in Aries, right? So with Neptune in retrograde, we want to make sure that we're taking a really good look at what our daily habits are, all the things that we're piling onto ourselves. Are we allowing ourselves to take a step back and have some peace and have some quiet and have some rest every now and then? If you are not resting while Saturn and Neptune are in your 6th house, you are going to pay for it and get sick. I'm just saying, Scorpio, you really, really, really need to rest with Aries and Saturn, or with Neptune and Saturn and Aries for you. You'll get hurt, you'll get sick, something will happen. On the 9th, we have Venus moving into Virgo until August 6th. You may find that it's easier to communicate with people on social media, or it may be easier to communicate just with like friends and stuff as well. But you are paying more attention. I do feel like this Venus in Virgo is going to create some discernment in your life as well when it comes to communities. We will have a Mercury retrograde cazimi in Cancer. A cazimi, remember, is Mercury conjoining the sun. Cazimi means in the heart of the sun. We're having that on the 12th, and on the 14th, we'll have the Cancer new moon. Both of these are expanding your views. They're expanding the things that you believe right now. Remember that you don't have to always believe the same thing all the time. Allowing yourself to have an open mind and changing your mind is actually a sign of high intelligence and high emotional intelligence too. Make sure with this Mercury retrograde, which will be until July 23rd, make sure that you are being very clear with your emotional stances and very clear with the things that you want to see in your life, but you can't like bowl over people. You know what I mean? Like it's not about just getting your way. It's about allowing things to come the way that they're supposed to come. Okay. And so then we get to this formation that I've been talking about. These next aspects are going to create a formation where all of the outer planets are at 4 degrees. And on July 19th, even the Libra moon will be at 4 degrees, and it's going to create like what it looks like an envelope, like an open envelope in the sky, which is very interesting. Somebody said that it was like a new message, like you've got mail message. Uranus and Gemini will be sextile Neptune retrograde in Aries on the 15th. The 18th will have Uranus and Gemini trine Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. On the 20th, we'll have Jupiter in Leo opposite Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. On the 21st, we'll have Jupiter in Leo sextile Uranus in Gemini. So working with your 8th house, your 10th house, and your 4th house here. And remember that when I say that, yes, that's a Scorpio rising chart, but also the amount of houses away from your sun, and it's the amount of houses away from your moon when I say that. So like your 4th house, it really is 4 houses away. Gemini or Aquarius is 4 houses away from your sun. And so just remember it that way when I say 10th house, 8th house, 4th house. So this formation is really changing a story for us. And we really have to pay attention between ego disguising itself as confidence. Like, I'm just going to do, like, I'm going to just push myself right in there and do it, right? We're not doing things by force. The energy is already creating the landscape. The energy is already creating the foundation. We pay attention to the little things that we're doing every day and walking that path and walking that journey and going that direction. For you guys, there's a lot of career things that are going to be shifting. Jupiter in Leo is going to be amazing for your career in the next, and for your, like the way that how you rise to the occasion in your lifetime. I just got through having Jupiter in Cancer in my 10th house and on my midheaven, and it changed everything for me, but it plopped me down exactly where I was supposed to be and exactly where like my soul story was meant to go, right? And so ever since then, it really has been like abundance upon abundance upon abundance upon abundance. So don't instead of saying don't, I just want to say pay attention to where all the energy is pointing you to during this time. But you're changing a story, and it's not changing you. Like, it's not about changing who you are. It's about becoming the person that you were meant to be before you allowed fear to tell you that you couldn't be that person, right? Every single time you feel you are doing something and you kind of get that anxious fear, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. This is that opportunity for you to be like, I'm not afraid anymore. Let's go. Okay. On the 22nd, we will have the sun in Leo until August 22nd, which is in your 10th house of career. On the 23rd, we'll have the sun in the 10th house, shining that bright, bright light there for you, square Chiron in the 7th house. So you may find that there are some nitpicky things happening in relationships, but also Chiron in Taurus is about your own self-worth. So you are specifically seeing your own self-worth or lack thereof within relationships. If somebody makes you feel like you're less than who you are, you know that that person is not for you, whether it's a friend, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a romantic partner, it doesn't matter. On the 26th, we'll have Saturn retrograde until November 28th. This is happening in your 6th house. So again, pay attention to your energy levels. Pay attention to how much output you are doing. Pay attention to your resting. Having Aries in the 6th house is not easy for you guys. And if you're constantly going, you will never be able to get that time back, right? Your body deteriorates. You live in a meat suit. So you have to take care of the meat suit. Otherwise, it's going to deteriorate faster than you want it to. On the 29th, we'll have a full moon in Aquarius, and the Jupiter Cazimi in Leo will be happening. Remember, Cazimi is in the heart of the sun. So Jupiter will be in the heart of the sun, expanding that Jupiter and Leo energy. And so this is really your time to shine. I feel like something is coming full circle in your own private spaces. It could be your home. It could be, a lot of people have tree houses in their backyards, and that's like their private space for their kids, right? Some people have like she sheds, and that's their private space. So there's something that's coming full circle. It may be like shifting that space, or you feeling really uncomfortable in that space now. Something is changing there. But it's also affecting, it's almost like this aha moment where you're like, I need to level myself up. I feel like that's what the Aquarius full moon is going to be for you guys, is like, it's time for me to focus on doing this level up. I am going to shuffle these cards really quick. I forgot to do it after the Libra reading. So we want to make sure that the energy is clear, which I'm doing as I shuffle the cards. And I'm actually like saying things in my mind too, like cleansing the cards, and may these bring messages to whoever needs them, positive, open messages. All right, Scorpio. Let's see what July. July's bringing you something. I feel like this is an offering of faith. Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind when the Knight of Cups came out. I feel like it's some kind of offering of faith, could even be an apology. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is a new journey. It's also about not accepting things that are, I don't want to say the words beneath you, but I feel like that was the word that I needed to use while talking to you, those words. And it's not that people are beneath you, you just know where your energy level is. And the direction that you're going is success, right? And so there's not like you don't want people to get in the way. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Six of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Two of Cups, and welcome to your reading, Scorpio, we have the Queen of Cups. Lots of cups here, lots of cups. So there's like passings of emotion. I feel like they're like you are speaking with people and like just speaking how you feel, your emotions, and the direction that you're going in. What I really love about this top line of cards here is it's all going in the same direction. It could even be that you might need to apologize to someone as well, and that will bring a little bit more victorious succession down the road. Like, I feel like there's something about either somebody's coming to you and apologizing or you're apologizing to them, but there's something about an apology. And the Scorpio death card has been showing up in several readings. It showed up in the Libra reading, in the Virgo reading, and the it was Libra, Virgo, and Leo. That's where that death card showed up in. So you may be dealing with a Virgo, Leo, or Libra, or all three. But I feel like there is this sense of kind of keeping to yourself. I have the Four of Cups here. You're sort of swimming in emotions when it comes to other people that you're connected with, the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups doesn't have to be romance. It might be romance in your case, but I feel like this Two of Cups for you is more about the people who you're connected to. I don't know that you're really accepting romantic offers right now. That doesn't mean that you're not going to down the road, but I feel like the emotional things that are happening, I'm going to move this direction a little. The emotional things that are happening are with just people that you're close with in your life. Parents, siblings, best friends. Let's see what this Knight of Cups, clarifying the Knight of Cups. All right. Some of you feel a little bit left out, like others are getting more than you are. And, or you feel like there's something about feeling poor in some way. Now, you may not actually be financially poor. You may be financially poor, but I feel like something that's coming in, it was like supposed to help that and it didn't. There was like an offer that came in, that Knight of Cups. I feel like this is an offer, whether it's an apology or not. But I feel like it's some kind of offer and it was supposed to help with you feeling poor, even if you are or not. And it didn't in some way. It was like a breadcrumb, right? Page of Pentacles, oftentimes, it could be, and it could have even been someone that like popped into your life for a moment and then popped back out of your life and you're like, what just happened? It could feel like that too. Let's see what this Page of Pentacles, yeah. So the boundaries are for sure up. The boundaries as you start a new journey, because trust me, everybody's starting like a whole new era, a whole new existence in July. But we have the Seven of Wands on the Page of Pentacles. So those boundaries are up, and boundaries aren't necessarily to keep everybody out. Boundaries are to keep the people out that are breadcrumbing you. It's like whoever is coming towards you, it's like they don't have enough to give you. And that's fine for you to say. Like, you can be like, no, this is not enough. I deserve more than what this is. 9 of Wands. Ooh, nice. Oh, there you are. Okay, so the way the relationships in your life are changing is probably pretty intense right now. And that it has to be like that. It has to, the way the relationships in your life are right now, it can't be the same as you're moving into a new era. Everybody's lives are going to look different, right? And some people's lives aren't going to change a whole lot. Some people's lives have already changed in the way that they need to as we step into this new era. But your focus right now is not on what you can do for others. It is on what you are doing for yourself. And you are setting yourself up for success. And what does that mean? It means stability. It means that you are putting down roots. It means that you are building a legacy. And that's what you need to focus on. That's the thing that you need to focus on, is the building the legacy. Not all of the little chatter bullshit, or like people trying to be compassionate, or, you know, people playing games with your mind, or, you know, whatever. Like, that's, you don't need that, right? Like, this is the success in building your legacy is like right at your footsteps. 4 of Swords on the 4 of Cups. I think that I feel like you are sort of pulling away from people right now, and staying in your own energy and staying in your own lane. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think July is probably a really good month for everybody to stay in their own lane, and everybody to, you know, not try and get into everyone else's business. It just makes sense. We have the Death card on the 2 of Cups. So relationships are definitely changing. The way that you interact with people is changing. The way that you allow people to approach you is changing. There's a really big transformation when it comes to who the universe is going to allow you to work with, and who the universe is going to allow you to love, and all of those things. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups and see where we find you. There we are. Bottom of the deck is 5 of Swords. Okay. Ace of Cups on the Queen of Cups. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You're filling up your own cup. The focus is the legacy, and you're not going to stray with that. People will talk. 5 of Swords. People will talk. You know better. Ace of Swords. Your intuition knows better. Your intuition knows that what the fuck those people are saying, excuse my language, doesn't matter. Nothing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one word that they're, because first of all, they don't know your whole life. They might think that they know your whole life, but they don't. And second of all, you're the Empress. Then we have the Moon and the Three of Cups. I saw a meme the other day. I think I even put it up on Twitter. But it said, you know, we're always talking about waiting for the light at the end of the tunnel, but what if you're the light at the end of the tunnel? What if you have been the light at the end of the tunnel the whole time? What if that is that parallel you that you've been manifesting, but she or he has been there the entire time, and now you just got to catch up with her? What if? What if it's that? I feel like there's a celebration. I feel like there's going to be a celebration, and I think it's the Aquarius moon. So the July looks like a really great month, and the legacy, the foundation and the legacy that you're building is going to be successful for you. And that's why you have to focus on that. That's why that is the thing that matters right now. So I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful July, and I will see you soon. Bye.